A few years ago, I was standing in a department store dressing room, staring at myself in the mirror, and I felt completely invisible. Not because of my age, not because of my size, but because every single thing I was trying on made me look like I was apologizing for existing. Muted, washed out, forgettable. And I remember thinking, is this just what happens now? Is this just what 50 looks like? It is not. And I know that now. Because the moment I understood how to combine colors, not just wear them, but pair them with intention, everything changed. The way I walked into rooms changed. The way people responded to me changed. The way I looked in the mirror changed. And the 7 combinations I'm sharing with you today are exactly what changed it. This is the video I wish someone had made for me back then. So please, stay for all 7. They're all worth it. Welcome. This channel is your space to dress with confidence, intention, and elegance. Today's 7 combinations will transform your wardrobe completely. And I've saved the most surprising combination for number 7, the one that gets the most compliments yet nobody ever talks about. You will not see it coming. But first, if this kind of content speaks to you, hit subscribe right now. New videos drop every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming. Let's start with number 1. Color combination 1. Navy and cream. This is the foundation every woman in her 50s should have mastered. Navy brings structure and sophistication without the harshness of black. Cream softens it beautifully and reflects light back onto your face. Think a navy blazer over a cream silk blouse, or navy trousers with a cream knit. This combination photographs incredibly well and works in virtually every setting from coffee meetings to evening dinners. It's elegant without trying too hard. Color combination 2. Camel and white. There is something inherently luxurious about camel and white together. Camel is warm, it's grounding, and it works beautifully with mature skin tones because it doesn't compete with your natural coloring. White keeps it fresh and modern. A camel coat over white denim, or a camel sweater with white tailored pants. This pairing says you understand timeless style. It's the combination worn by women who know exactly who they are. Color combination 3. Burgundy and blush pink. This is where we start adding richness. Burgundy is a power color for women over 50 because it's bold but refined. Blush pink softens it just enough to keep it approachable and feminine. Together, they create depth and dimension that flatters your complexion naturally. A burgundy cardigan over a blush top, or burgundy trousers with a blush silk shell. This combination turns heads without shouting. Color combination 4. Charcoal gray and soft rose. Charcoal is black's more forgiving sister. It has all the elegance with none of the severity. Paired with soft rose, you get a modern, polished look that feels current without chasing trends. This works beautifully in workwear and elevated casual settings. The rose brings just enough warmth to prevent the gray from washing you out, and together they create a palette that feels expensive and intentional. Color combination 5. Chocolate brown and cream. Brown is having a major resurgence, and for good reason. Rich chocolate brown paired with cream creates warmth, comfort, and sophistication all at once. This combination works across all seasons and feels incredibly wearable. It's grounded, it's elegant, and it has a quiet confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. A chocolate blazer with cream wide-leg pants is effortlessly chic. Color combination 6. Olive green and ivory. Olive is one of the most underrated colors for women in their 50s. It's earthy, it's sophisticated, and it works beautifully with silver or gray hair. Paired with ivory, it feels fresh and modern without being trendy. This combination has a European elegance to it, understated, refined, and completely timeless. An olive utility jacket over an ivory turtleneck is perfection. Color combination 7. Sage green and warm beige. Here's the one I promised you wouldn't see coming. Sage green is soft, calming, and incredibly flattering on mature skin. It has just enough color to feel interesting without overwhelming your natural tones. Warm beige grounds it and creates a harmonious palette that feels both contemporary and classic. This is the combination that gets stopped in grocery stores and asked where you got your outfit. It's unexpected, beautiful, and completely wearable. Now, let me tell you what happens when you start dressing with this kind of intention. It's not just about looking better in photos or getting compliments, though those things are lovely. It's about what happens internally when you stop getting dressed on autopilot and start making choices that honor who you are now. There's a phenomenon I've noticed with women who begin to understand color in this way. They start carrying themselves differently. Not because they're wearing something expensive or trendy, but because they're wearing something that feels right. And that rightness translates into presence. You stop second-guessing yourself before you walk into a room. You stop tugging at your clothes or wondering if you should have worn something else. You simply show up fully as yourself. And here's what nobody tells you about getting older as a woman. The world starts to make assumptions about what you want, what you're capable of, what you're interested in. And if you're not careful, you start to internalize those assumptions. You start dressing smaller, quieter, like you're trying not to take up too much space or draw too much attention. You reach for the same safe neutrals over and over, not because you love them, but because they feel invisible. And invisible feels safe. But you were never meant to be invisible. You were meant to be seen, respected, and celebrated exactly as you are right now. And your clothing is one of the most immediate and powerful ways you communicate that to the world. When you walk into a room wearing a color combination that enhances your natural beauty, people notice. Not in a superficial way, but in the way humans instinctively respond to someone who is fully inhabiting their own life. There's a magnetism to it, a quiet authority. It says you know your worth and you're not apologizing for it. I think about the women I've known throughout my life who always seem to have that quality. The ones who walked into family gatherings, work events, or even a grocery store and somehow commanded respect without saying a word. It wasn't their age. It wasn't their job title. It wasn't even necessarily their personality. It was the way they presented themselves, the intention behind it, the sense that they had made deliberate choices about how they wanted to move through the world. And I used to think that was something you either had or you didn't. Some kind of innate gift or confidence that certain women were just born with. But it's not. It's a skill. It's a practice. And it starts with small, tangible decisions like choosing cream instead of gray or pairing burgundy with blush instead of wearing burgundy alone. These combinations I've given you today are not rigid rules. They're frameworks. They're starting points. Because once you understand why certain colors work together and how they interact with your skin, your hair, your overall presence, you start to develop your own instincts. You start to see possibilities where you used to see limitations. You walk past a rack of clothing and instead of thinking, nothing here is for me, you start thinking, I could pair that sage green with the beige trousers I already own. Your wardrobe stops feeling like a collection of random pieces that don't quite work together and starts feeling like a toolkit, a resource, something that makes your life easier instead of harder. And let's be honest about something else. Getting dressed in your 50s can feel complicated in ways it didn't before. Your body has changed. Your lifestyle has changed. Maybe you're working, maybe you're retired, maybe you're somewhere in between. Maybe you're navigating a new chapter entirely. And the advice that worked in your 30s doesn't quite fit anymore. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're not trying to look like someone you're not. You just want to feel like yourself. The best, most authentic version of yourself. That's what color does when you use it intentionally. It doesn't disguise you. It reveals you. It enhances what's already there. The warmth in your smile, the light in your eyes, the confidence in your posture. These combinations work because they don't fight against your natural beauty. They amplify it. And I want you to know that you don't need a complete wardrobe overhaul to make this work. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars or throw everything out and start over. You just need to be strategic. Start with one combination that resonates with you. Maybe it's navy and cream because you already own both. Maybe it's burgundy and blush because you've always loved those tones, but never thought to pair them. Choose one. Build one outfit around it. Wear it. Notice how you feel. Notice how people respond. Then build from there. Add one piece at a time. A sage green sweater. A pair of olive trousers. A soft rose blouse. Slowly, your wardrobe starts to become more cohesive, more versatile, more you. This is not about perfection. This is about progression, about taking small, Intentional steps toward a version of yourself that feels fully aligned with who you are now. Not who you were 20 years ago. Not who you think you should be. Who you actually are right now in this moment. Because here's the truth. You are not past your prime. You are not too old to care about how you look. You are not vain or superficial for wanting to feel beautiful. You are a woman who has lived, learned, grown, and earned the right to present herself exactly as she chooses. And if that means wearing sage green and warm beige to the farmer's market on a Saturday morning, then that's exactly what you should do. The world needs more women who are unapologetically themselves, who dress with intention, who move through life with presence and grace and a quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly who they are. And that starts with something as simple as the colors you choose to wear. So there you have it. 7 color combinations that will genuinely transform the way you get dressed. Not because they're trendy or complicated, but because they work. They're timeless, they're elegant, and they were chosen specifically with you in mind. I want to hear from you. Which combination are you most excited to try? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this helpful, please share it with another woman who might need to hear this today. We're building a community here of women who refuse to dress like they're invisible. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. I post new videos every single week on style, confidence, and living your most intentional life after 50. Hit that notification bell so you never miss one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for investing in yourself. Now go get dressed like the extraordinary woman you are. I'll see you in the next video.